women per day get killed by their husbands every day in North America. Not always steroids, and it's not always wrestling. I blame the person that did it.
Okay, I see. And we respect that. Your opinions. You're the greatest. You're the greatest legend so far. And a few more questions about wrestling. Then we're gonna get into what are you doing now and stuff like that. First, one more question about WWF. About your release, did you leave WWF on good terms, or did they just release you? Or how did you leave WWF? Can we ask that, or?
I had been fired a couple of times, and I kept coming back. And then finally I just quit. Because I was getting a divorce, and I was really tired.
Okay, and then it says here that you worked once for WCW and worked for Turner. And it says here that you never showed up on WCW television. Is this true?
Actually, what happened is I was under contract, and I bleached my hair blonde, bought a lot of Gorgeous to George equipment. I was training like crazy, waiting for my phone to ring to make my debut. So I wanted to wrestle. They just never called me. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. They were playing with Ted Turner's money, but the people that were in charge of Ted Turner's money were personal failures on their own. So it's hard to trust somebody that's a personal failure on his own. See, Vince McMahon would never let that happen in his organization because he's in the trenches where Ted Turner was in the ivory towers.
Yeah.
Finally, when they merged with Times Warner, the stockholders said, "Hey, what's this red ink?" And then they put a stop to wrestling. That's what happened.
So you never showed up on WCW television, and how long were you under contract? So you basically got paid for doing nothing, correct?
That's right.
Wow.
I was paid for about 4.5 years.
Oh my God! Can we ask you how much you made, or is that confidential?
It's confidential, but I made over $150,000 a year for 4 years.
Oh my God, that's awesome. We wish that is maybe the greatest job I've ever heard ever.
If anybody, why don't you ask me if it's okay to be Randy's brother?
Is it okay to be Randy Savage's brother?
I recommend it highly.
Okay. Legend, you were awesome. Oh my God. A few more questions. What would you do for the 4.5 years? Just sit at your house, or you try to do other things, like try to be in like television? Or speaking of television, have you ever done any commercial voiceover since you got like the greatest voice ever? You ever think about doing commercial?
Well, I was on, if you'll check the videos, I was on Tony Little's Gazelle infomercial.
Yes, I heard about that.
Times.
I heard about that.
Also, I was in the movie Curse of the Wolf, and but all the DVDs are sold out. Don't order that yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know when you can order that again.
Okay. Well,
they have to reproduce it. They didn't think it would be such a big hit.
Okay. So, wow. Okay. What's it work for the Tony Little infomercial? What was that like? How'd you get the call for that?
Well, I actually bought the Gazelle, and I actually used it. I actually lost weight, and then they sent me some spam, and I said, and I sent a little genius poem, and I said, let's see, I can't remember it though. And that's probably good for the listeners because they don't want to hear it. But they'd rather hear a poem like this. The genius was victorious against the mighty Hulkster, and the World Wrestling Federation fell. For a billion Hulkamaniacs who live and die for Hogan, all the genius was triumphant at the bell. They saw their hulking hero as he wallowed in self-pity, like the victim of a somewhat heinous crime. And now he has a partner even stupider than he is, so I'm sure he'll be the loser one more time. Mr. Perfect, you're the man who's never wrong. Can you prophesize what we're about to do? By the power of the genius and the world's smartest man. Rely on my incredible IQ.
Wow. You may have the greatest poems ever. Seriously, man. Wow.
Thank you. And by the way, did you know my action figure is out now?
Yes.
Oh,
in the Legend series, yes. We will go to Walmart. We're going to try and get one. Get your... Because, every time I go to Walmart, though, I never see, like, your figure, or I never see, like, other people's. I knew I always see... I always go to Walmart, and I always see the Big Show's action figure. I go, why? I don't understand. No offense to the Big Show, but I don't understand. I go to different Walmarts looking for you, and...
Don't get the Big Show, man.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So okay. Do you know? All right. We got a few questions. We asked our viewers of our website. Asked a few questions for the genius, and a few of them asked. And one person asked, "Did you ever been in contact or ever heard of the wrestling legend, the Maestro?
Who?
The Maestro.
I'm sorry, say it again.
The Maestro.
Maestro?
Yeah, yeah. I guess you never heard of him?
Are you saying the miser or the maestro?
The Maestro. No, I guess not. Okay, another person asked, Brian from Columbus, Georgia he says, you ever, how was it like working with the Ultimate Warrior? Was it as bad as everybody says it was, or was that's just a bunch of baloney? What do you think?
Well, I don't want to put him down. You know what I mean? Everybody else is putting him down. Let me be the only guy that doesn't put him down.
Okay.
He sold a lot of tickets, and I guess I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
He never hurt me.
Well, the DVD depicts him. The DVD they made of him, the WWE depicts him as this really bad person. But in reality, I mean, he put WWE. He made a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars for WWE. I don't know which way you can go with that.
You know, and that's a cheap shot to say that. You know what I mean? It's like nobody wants to hear it. And I don't want to put him down. As far as I know, he's never been to jail. Unless he was just visiting.
Yeah. Okay, one more question from our fans. Dear Mr. Genius, he identified you as the Mr. Genius. Okay. You heard of the Iron Sheik? Have you ever seen any of the Iron Sheik's antics? Because right now, Iron Sheik he's popular on the internet. And what's up with him? Is he just
go on YouTube and put up the Iron Sheik and you'll see his antics.
Yeah.
You stupid jabroni. Go to your particular arm. You know, the way he talks and everything, you'll see his antics there.
Okay, all right. And
he's thrown out a lot of planes, and he's been on with drugs, and you know the story.
Yeah. Speaking of drugs, or not doing drugs, therefore, now you're on a campaign of trying to get teens and children not to smoke. Is this true?
Yes. No smoking, drugs, or alcohol. You work too much for that. Be a decent human being, not some laboratory rat. I thank to all you boys and girls for making me your guest. I'm not a real genius, but I strive to be my best. Thank you.
That is awesome. And I can tell you this, Genius, I do not smoke. I don't drink either, and I don't do any drugs. And I just want to tell you, I agree with you on that. And keep the good fight going. And we're going to try to tell more people about you. And if we can just get one person to stop doing that, then I think that'd be all right,
Well, thank you very much, and you guys have been fantastic.
All right, we got a few more questions for you, Genius. Just a few more minutes. All right. Okay. Do you think you ever be in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yes. No, I'll probably never get in, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I got.
Okay, and two more things actually. Do you follow WWE right now, or do you watch it, or do you watch the programming, or?
No, I just don't watch a lot of television. I'm very busy.
Okay, and you did a poem for WWE.com a few months ago. How did they call you for that? They're like, oh, we gotta get the Genius to do a poem. And it's kind of random,
Yeah, but then they took me off. I don't know why.
Okay.
But the guy that hired me got fired.
Oh.
And, so I was only on for a little bit.
Okay, and can you do a favor for us? Can you do a promo for our website?
Yeah, just email me all the details of your website, and then I will call you back when I've written it.
Okay. We'll do it. Can you do it tonight, or?
No, I can't do it tonight because I'm really busy. I got a date, as a matter of fact. I'm 52 years old. My testicular atrophy has gotten better, and I'm ready to go out and sow my wild oats.
Oh, okay. And thanks again. All right. Thanks again, man. Thanks again for everything. You were awesome, and I really looked up to you when I was a child, and you were one of my favorites of all time. And thanks again, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye. That was a Genius and his exclusive Looking for Legends shoot interview. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And he answered a lot of questions. Actually answered every question on here. Every question. So thanks again for joining us here on the Looking for Legends series. And, wow. This is 4.5 years not employed. 4.5 years of doing nothing. Right, Paul?
Amazing.
Amazing. All right. Thanks again for everybody.